crazy precarious is this phone stand nonsense I have here. Anyway, so tonight, what I wanted to do, it's a special occasion in that it's a Monday. Anyway, today we are going to be reviewing the Unity Vibration Kombucha beer, Bourbon Peach, American Wild Ale, which I've had before, and I will taste it, and you can hear me taste it, see me taste it, and it will be fantastic. And as I'm drinking that beverage, I'm going to add in a review / demonstration of my looper situation I have here. There's kind of a lot going on there, but I will go through it all and show kind of how things are and review a little bit. So I think I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll pour and start this. Okay, so I got my Unity Vibration Ale. Really excited about that. Glass, let's go ahead and open this beast. Perfect. All right. Ooh. Listen to hear that fermentation. I'm actually excited about this for two reasons. First reason, because I really like this beer, and I know I do because I've already tried it. And second of all, because I'm actually brewing kombucha, which is good. So let's see. Let's go ahead and get this pour. It's of course going to be a subpar pour because it's on camera. Oh, no glugs. Come on, you. Now, if I remember correctly, this is a fairly light brew. It is a wild ale, I think is what they call it, but it is a fairly light beer for a beer, but it looks really great for kombucha, and I think, like I said, it's like a peach bourbon. So if you can see, it's almost like a peach color all the way. Trying to get a little bit of foam in there. It doesn't foam like normal beer. I guess it probably foams more like kombucha. Look at that. It's like a fast foam. It goes away pretty quick. Some of that last little bit in there. Yes. Okay, so there we are. There we have it. Unity Vibration. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but it's a little cloudy towards the bottom. What is that? So that's probably a little bit of the SCOBY in there. All right. First sip. It's delicious. So it very much has a lot of the sour qualities of kombucha, especially fresh brewed kombucha. There's a lot of the peach taste. There's a hint of bourbon. But again, it almost tastes like, it almost has a quality of like a Long Island or like a really powerful mix to drink, in that it's really sour and you can kind of taste the alcohol boosting the flavor of everything else. And again, I don't really know what I'm talking about. But in this case, it's kind of like salt, where, you know, something can be salty, but it all has its own flavor, but most of the time it accentuates. I think alcohol works the same way. So it tastes very much like that, but delicious. Yes. Very good. The bourbon is just excellent. The whole thing together, incredible. Anyway, so let's get down to business and talk about my looping machine, which is over here. Okay, so my looping machine, which as it stands right now, is a little bit of a mess, but I'll kind of walk you through it and talk about some of the things that I have going on here. So I always like to start from the source, start from what I plug into this. And part of the time is a guitar, if I'm trying to get some ideas down. Excuse me. Guitar is definitely what I start with, but most of the time is an SM58. Now, I know there are a lot of people out there with different opinions about which dynamic mic works best. The fact of the matter is, when I'm using this machine, I'm doing a lot of beatboxing, I'm doing a lot of other stuff. I do like the sound of the 935 on my voice better, the Sennheiser E935 on my voice better. However, For two reasons I don't use it. The first reason is it doesn't work great when you cup it. It doesn't work great as a beatbox mic. I kind of actually was playing around with it the other day and do like it as a beatbox mic, but it's just a different character from the 58. And not only that, but it also overloads the input of my M13, which I will explain in a minute. So SM58, come back you, starts here and ends up all the way in the back right here at this input transformer. So one of these, and this is, let me pull this out, this is a Livewire version. I think the old version, Audix makes one that's gold that's really good. This is a low impedance to high impedance converter. This is basically a DI box in reverse. So this takes a balanced microphone level signal like the one that my SM58 spits out and turns it into an instrument level or closer to line level output, as well as keeps the common mode rejection intact because you're combining the two through the transformer. So let's go ahead and plug that back in. Now the reason I do have two inputs back here, this one here, I was using both guitar into one bank of my effects and then mic into the other, but I have stopped doing that, and so now I'm just using mic in. I don't know, this kind of takes different iterations depending on what I'm doing. This isn't something I perform. I don't try to design one rig that does everything. I try and design something that can work for many different situations for what I use it for, mostly just idea generation. So into the M13. Now the M13 is an excellent piece of equipment. I would say this is probably my favorite stomp box of all time at the moment. I hear, especially with the new Line 6 Helix, cheers, that Line 6 is going to be coming out with a new M13 stomp box style modeler. The biggest thing for me in this and beatboxing, when you look at guys like DubFX or Beardy Man or trying to think of who else, even like Tim Exile, anyone who's using stomp boxes or unconventional equipment to get the kind of effects they want on their vocals or any other kind of instrument, the most important thing is to be able to choose your effects and change your effects quickly. And so the best part about this Line 6 M13, I don't even know if this will show up here. There it is. Okay, so the best thing about this is I've got these 6 knobs here, and the 6 knobs correspond to, the first knob has a couple of functions here, but the other 5 are just the other parameters, right? So if I turn this first knob here, it just changes that parameter no matter what it is. So if I switch effects, and I'll show you how that works in a minute, then it's super easy to just change all the different parameters on the effect on the fly. So that's what's very important for me. There's not a lot of setting up of presets and everything else, setting up of routing, which can get really complicated, and yeah, I don't like that. But the other thing is this knob changes the effect. So if you don't like the delay you're on, you just push the right and you get a different delay, right? Totally fine, totally cool. So, but in a big reason, the big reason why I like the M13, not only because you have those individual stomp boxes, but here's the way the individual stomp boxes work. This stomp box here works for this entire column, and I can select which stomp box I want. And so let's say if I'm on the second one, anything I change up here gets stored temporarily into this stomp box. So anytime I click on this, it goes back to whatever I saved there. And then same thing with this one down here, and so on for the other 4 stomp boxes. And that's it. And then you can save scenes here so that I can jump to, like, say I have a different preset that has my guitar and everything else in it, then I can go there and turn that stuff on if I want, or I can jump back to what I was working on. I don't even know what that's doing. We'll go here. Scenes here, back to this, right? So it's really super easy to get into different presets and get that done, which is awesome. So once I have this, then this goes out into one of my absolute favorite devices of all time, into the Rolls passive stereo mixer. So this is a 4-channel stereo mixer. Each channel inputs either TRS 1/4 inch, and people will disagree with me about what that's called. I don't care. The common thing for it now is TRS 1/4 inch or TRS 1/8 inch, right? So both of these are going to input left channel on the tip, right channel on the ring, and the ground on the sleeve, and then it goes through this passive summer where you have these just line level things. They've got a nice click in the middle. I don't know why they have a click in the middle. It's not like that's summing to unity, because even at maximum, this thing is quieter than just a normal line through. And then this part is output. It outputs either TRS quarter inch or TRS eighth inch. Super simple. So that takes in from, and right now this takes in from the two outputs on this guy. So this has an effects loop too, which is cool, so that you can use like the first two as a separate, this can be two separate effects units, which is cool. So what I was doing was I was using the first one as my acoustic guitar effects processor, and then the next three is my beatbox and vocal effects, but I really like all four for vocals, because you can do EQ, compression, and like two effects or whatever. I don't know. It's good. So this then sums all of that, and then occasionally I will plug in my keyboard, which this passive mixer is going to my speakers, my studio monitors. Shout out LSR 305, Limited Edition white. So this Rolls passive mixer takes in from many different places, including my keyboard. And so occasionally I will plug my keyboard into the looper if I want to loop that. But lately I've been finding that it's been fun to just kind of vamp and play over whatever I'm making on my looper with this guy here. So that's that. So then from there, it goes out into this little Penguin amp. And this is one of the cooler, more, I don't know if esoteric is the right word, but this is one of the cooler pieces of gears I've picked up over the years. This is in America, more commonly Altoids tin. And inside is a headphone amp with a very cheap, probably free battery. So anyway, big headphone amp. I did not make this. I ordered this on eBay. It was made by someone who is much better at soldering and putting together electronics than I am. It is very, very good. It's got like this custom milled knob and a couple of things on it, and a super bright blue LED. So that's cool. So that just gives me a little bit of boost into Sonic Port VX. And the Line 6 Sonic Port VX is a very versatile tool. Feel free to look up all the bits, bobs, ins, and outs, but the biggest thing for me is it is the simplest and smallest audio interface for an iOS device that allows you to take a stereo in. And I literally am just using the stereo auxiliary input and the quarter inch outputs. I'm not even using the mic on this thing. I don't like the mic on that thing, actually. It doesn't sound very good. I was using it for lessons a while back and I just don't like it. So so then it goes into that, and that is the audio ins and outs for my iPhone here. Super simple. Let's get this turned on here. You can see my passcode there. Not now. Okay, so now I use Loopy, right? Loopy HD. Super excited about the new Loopy that Tasty Pixel is developing. That is going to be a super, super exciting thing for all of us here inside of the music community. It's going to be rad, and I'm really excited because this Loopy works great. Now, the one thing about this Loopy that I did add on to, or that I can use and choose to very often, later please, is Blueboard. Really? Remind me later. Blueboard. And so this is something I picked up. It was on clearance at Guitar Center for like $60, and I think I actually picked it up for cheaper. I think it was like 40 or something. I don't remember what happened with it, but this is one of the weird little devices, I'll just flip it on, it takes batteries, that was on sale at Guitar Center forever. I mean, was for sale at Guitar Center forever, even back when I worked for them. And we didn't really sell many of them. And I think the thing about this, and let's go menu, can I connect? Actually, I don't know how to connect it. Where do I get to the tap here to connect? There it is, iRig Blueboard. Okay, so the interesting thing about this is that, you know, there's the IK, or there's the Soft Step, and there's a couple other companies that make Bluetooth foot controllers, but this one is by far the cheapest. And it also seems to be in a really neat package. It also comes with 2 expression pedal inputs, which I don't think I would ever spend as much money on an expression pedal as that EV5 cost me, or as that EV5 costs normally, but I had one. So this is a great way to use it. In fact, if I had two, I would definitely use both of them. But I'm not about to go out and buy another EV5 because eventually I would just buy another volume pedal and use that instead. So back up here, Blueboard, I pretty much use exactly the default preset. I didn't change a darn thing, except I just made sure that my expression pedal, and I don't know if you can catch both of these, but as I turn my expression pedal up and down, it turns the Blueboard control signal up and down. Super easy. If I hit the buttons, it does the same thing, I think. And I don't know where that, yeah, see, it selects different parts. Okay, so that's that. So now when I hop over to Loopy, here we go. And I'll maybe get some audio here. Let's turn my speakers on. Yeah, it's probably not the right way to do things, to have all audio speakers and everything the way I have set up here, but it's fine. It works really well. So now, anything I loop through the microphone here will loop on here. And I don't know if I can capture all this. Can I? Can I? Let's try it. Let's try and get it. Here we go. I'll just hold it this way. There we go. So, I want a little more volume from Loopy and stuff. Where's that coming from? Out of there. Into here, maybe? Check, check. No, I think it's going into here. Check, 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 check. Oh, there it is. I don't think you'll be able to hear that. But anyway, so anything I loop will go like this. Then I can select the next loop here. And notice on Loopy it highlights that there. Super simple. And then let's say Okay, so that is my performance rig in a nutshell. That is the Unity Vibration Ale. Where did that bottle go? Which I will continue to enjoy as I probably film, yeah, this little demo here. Have a good night, everybody. Here we go.
Don't you find another way? Yeah. 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 Don't you find another way?